I'm Rob the commentator bot. Bring it on.
I'm Hal, Rob's co-commentator. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it.
Bogan Cromulence is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Joe Yu is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Volkswagen Golf MK2 GTI has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Mr. Bang's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 12.958. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it, starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
Mr. Bang posted 206.307 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 209 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. There's the first flying lap for Mr. Bang, hitting 206.307. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Alright, Bob Shotton has put down a 206.664. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Peugeot 205 GTI 1.9.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Joe Ergu's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 208.546. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Bob Shotton crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 205.020. They're getting to grips with Paris Tour Eiffel, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Joe Ergu posted a 357.989 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Joe Ergu has a best lap time of 208.546. Bob Shotton posted 205.020 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Joe Ergu has a best lap time of 208.546. Alright, Bob Shotton has put down a 3:29.814. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Peugeot 205 GTI 1.9.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
There's the first flying lap for Bogan Cromulence, hitting 2:12.280. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
There's smells like wee, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Paris Tour Eiffel.
Mr. Bang crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:08.435. They're getting to grips with Paris Tour Eiffel, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Bob Shotton's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 3:42.912. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Mr. Bang has a best lap time of 2:06.307. Mike posted a 3:35.497 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 198 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Alright, Mike has put down a 1:59.723. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Peugeot 205 GTI 1.9.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Bogan Cromulence's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2:15.832. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
Mr. Bang crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:07.973. They're getting to grips with Paris Tour Eiffel, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
The anticipation is high as the drivers line up for the qualifying session at Paris Tour Eiffel. Mr. Bang is on their out lap.
They will want to get a good gap established for their first flying lap.
Impressive work from Mike, who has claimed second on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even. Mike O'Hagan has completed their out lap. A strong showing from Bogan Cromulence as they currently sit in fifth. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. Incredible drive by Joe Ergu so far, earning him fourth on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? What a performance from Bogan Cromulence. They currently occupy 6th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? Mike O'Hagan has completed their out lap. Mike O'Hagan has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mr. Bang has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Joe Ergu has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. It's an impressive showing by Jack M team, currently in 4th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Jack M team has done a fantastic job to claim 4th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
A solid qualifying performance by Mike, positioning them in 2nd at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Mike has just completed that lap in 2:08.67. Their best lap so far is 2:08.67, putting them in P1. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Impressive display by Mr. Bang has just completed a lap in 2:03.522. Let's see if they can improve on the time further. It's a masterclass from Jack M team in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead.
Absolutely, Rob. Jack M team is making their presence known with their outstanding performance. Their competitors will need to dig deep and find something special to challenge their supremacy.
Currently in 2nd, Mike has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. There's a real buzz in the air as Mike secures 1st.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions.
A solid performance from Bob Shotton as they currently hold position 4. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
Great analysis, Rob. Bob Shotton has shown excellent pace to secure 4th. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. A mesmerizing display from Mike in this qualifying session. They have left everyone in awe with their speed and precision. Currently leading the pack, they are setting the standard and sending a clear message to their competitors.
Well said, Rob. Mike is truly in a league of their own in this qualification session. Their dominant display is a testament to their
Mike O'Hagan's really showing what they're made of, landing in first during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
And there goes Bob Shotton, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Bob Shotton's current position of 3rd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting.
Smells like we will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Joe Ergu has put in a great effort and currently holds 6th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Yorgu's current position of 6th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Incredible drive by Mr. Bang so far, earning him 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? It's a stellar performance from Mr. Bang, clinching 5th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Impressive work from Bob Shotton, who has claimed 4th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Looks like Bob Shotton is making a statement, securing a spot in 4th.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up.
What a performance from Bogan Cromulence. They currently occupy 7th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Bogan Cromulence has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Zhou Ergu has positioned themselves well in 6th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Impressive display by Bogan Cromulence, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. A solid qualifying performance by Zhou Ergu, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Zhou Ergu's clocking in at 2:06.320 isn't turning heads just yet. They're holding on to 6th, but with time running out, it's now or never.
They've got the skill, Rob, but they need to translate that into lap times. It's time to throw caution to the wind and go all out.
A solid performance from Smells Like We as they currently hold position 3. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. There's a real buzz in the air as Smells Like We secures 3rd.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
And there goes Smells Like We, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
Absolutely, Rob. Smells Like We has shown great potential to secure 3rd. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
It's a very still day here at Paris Tour Eiffel as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Mike O'Hagan will lead the way from pole position.
But they can't let that advantage go to waste. They will need to stay focused and keep their eyes on the prize.
Coming in at second, we have Jack M Team. Smells Like We is third.
It's like they're on the outside looking in. Can they make their way to the front of the pack?
The fourth position is occupied by Bob Shodden. We're seeing Mr. Bang in the fifth spot. Lining up in sixth is Joe Ergue.
An opportunity for some good points today, but the others aren't going to make it easy.
Bogan Cromulence is lining up seventh.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
Starting from the eighth position, Rob Keane will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win. Green's up, and it's on like Donkey Kong. Let's see which legend can jump ahead and give it a whirl.
These first few ticks, they're the make or break moments. Gotta have both the strategy and the spunk to pull ahead.
As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race.
Let's hope they all brought their A games today.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up. Well, ain't that a slice of vanilla? Mr. Bang's sitting pretty right where they started, comfy as a koala in a eucalyptus tree. Keane's revving up like there's a sausage sizzle at the finish line, making places left and right.
If they keep this up, they might just snag a win today. Pun intended, mate. Hitting 107.86324310302734 kilometers per hour is no joke, especially on a track like this. Rob Keane's showing some real moxie, but they need to watch out for York Yu lurking in the rear view.
These early salvos will shape the outcome of this race.
A good old-fashioned southern standoff, that's what Jack and Team's doing. Holding their ground, and sometimes that's the best strategy in the early laps.
Mate, Keane's creeping up on Smells Like We like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear. The gap between Bogan Cromulence and Mr. Bang is razor thin as they vie for sixth in this nail-biting contest. Superb driving from Bogan Cromulence, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
You can't argue with results like that. Bogan Cromulence is really making their mark on this race.
Oh, this is getting intense. Rob is just behind Smells Like We. Stone the Crows. Rob's on fire, surging ahead like there's a free round at the pub waiting. Hello, third.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Rob Keane's giving me those vibes right now with that Ascent.
A strategic misstep perhaps? Rob's place has shifted to fifth. The plot thickens.
Well, butter my biscuit. A bit of a hiccup for Rob, but they've got the grid to climb back up.
Remember when Rob Always Keane was on the pace? Neither do I kinda like my recollection of last Friday night.
Absolutely. Rob in 7th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
The pressure is on for Bob Shotton as they try to catch up to Rob.
This is more than a race. It's a battle of wills, of nerve, of sheer determination.
Stone the crows. Bob Shotton's managed to trim that gap with Keen, eh? Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beer. It would seem Bogan Cromulence is starting to get a bit frustrated here at being held up by Keen.
Maybe some fatigue or frustration is setting in, but yeah, Bogan Cromulence isn't going to improve their chances by overcooking it.
Mr. Bang's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand.
Nail-biting indeed. I've already chewed through half of mine. And while Mr. Bang is going for gold, I'll be going for a manicure.
If Mr. Bang doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Coming into place to Mexico, the fight for 7th is heating up. Who will be the first to blink?
That's right, Rob. The pressure is palpable. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
A great moment for Bob Shotton, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. Stop the press, oi. Bogan Cromulence tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Bogan Cromulence 0.
Whoa, Bogan Cromulence is pulling a me at a family gathering. Aimlessly veering, hoping no one notices.
Blimey, Joe Ergu is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run.
You know, your you reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
Looks like Joe Ergu remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving him better cornering. If they get any closer to smells like we, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie. You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing. Dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
The track tells a tale of speed, strategy, and skill. Today, it narrates Mr. Bang's journey in 5th.
Spot on, Rob. Still waters run deep, and even if it looks calm now, Mr. Bang needs to maintain that razor-sharp edge.
No worries for Mr. Bang, who's leaving Rob Keen for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van. The echo of the exhausts, the rubber meeting road, and there smells like we, commanding the third. Impressive driving from Smells Like We, who has managed to extend their lead over Joe Ergu. They are walking away at this point. Does Joe Ergu have anything in reserve?
That's a really strong performance from Smells Like We. They're not giving you any chances to catch up.
Tell ya what, Bogan Cromulence is trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle?
Dang. Bogan Cromulence is so far back, he might start seeing last week's race. But hey, in racing, as in love, persistence is key. Right, y'all?
Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage.
You know, Rob always keen. Hold on a moment. Well, keen spinning like my life in 2020. Someone get him a map? Or a therapist?
Hot diggity. If Rob Keen had a banjo, they'd be strumming a sad tune right about now.
You can feel the focus radiating from Rob, confidently holding onto the 6th. I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging. You reckon Joe you saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. The best laid plans of mice and men are hell, but it's certainly not going to plan for Joe right now, as they are struggling to keep up with smells like we. You'd reckon Jack M team was tracing the shadows of ancient Dreamtime stories with that sprawling distance ahead. It's a trek that rivals the tales of old bunyip chasers.
Feels like they're chasing moonshine dreams in broad daylight, doesn't it? But every now and then, the dream becomes real. Now, Mike's in the catbird seat, and unless they make a doggone error, they'll keep that spot warm. But in racing, the wind can change quicker than a hiccup.
Jack M team's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Mike. It's like chasing a roo on a motorbike. From where we're sitting, Mr. Bang seems unmovable from that fifth. The race has its rhythm, and right now, Mike is dancing to its beat at first.
That's right, they can't afford to make any mistakes or let up in their performance. Every point counts in this championship.
The gap between Mike O'Hagan and Jack M team is getting smaller. It's now down to 8.3 seconds.
Can they keep them behind him? Let's see.
What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Mike is showing prowess in first. It might be early days, but Mr. Bang is already casting a shadow from the fifth. Mr. Bang's lead is shrinking faster than ice cream in the outback sun. At this rate, Rob will be on their tail in 2.3 seconds. Jack M team's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Exactly. Jack M team's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right?
It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Jack M team and Mike O'Hagan. Looks like Keen's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Keen's giving it some stick, pulling Mr. Bang into a mere 0.6 seconds.
Dang, Rob's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Mr. Bang like a hound on a hot dog.
I swear, Rob's on the prowl, making the leap to fifth look as easy as a Sunday Arvo barbecue. Hollywood couldn't script this better. Mr. Bang's shadowing Rob Keen, waiting for the slightest misstep.
Each roar of the engine, each squeal of the tire is a chapter in this epic duel. Who'll pen the perfect ending?
It's looking good for Smells Like We, sitting in third. Smells Like We is really belting along the track, leaving Joe struggling to keep pace.
That's right, Rob, if your U doesn't pick up the pace, they might as well be moving at a snail's pace. Smells like we is holding the fort pretty darn well, making it a long haul for your U to reel them in.
Looks like Jack M team is trying to chase down Mike O'Hagan, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results. Truth, Jack M team's not here to muck about. The gap to Mike is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 8.7 seconds. Let's talk about tyre degradation. How does it affect the car's handling, and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
With every twist and turn, Rob is shadowing Joe Ergue, waiting to pounce like a lion on the hunt.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Rob is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Joe Ergue to 0.3 seconds.
I've seen
Hold on a second, Joe Ergue is pitting. Things are heating up as Keane tries to close the gap to Joe Ergue. As vast as the azure stretches of the Great Barrier Reef, so does Mr. Bang's path ahead, filled with mystique and myriad challenges.
Kind of reminds me of fishing in the vast Carolina blue. A big catch might just be a castaway.
Struth, Mr. Bang's lap time slower than a roo with a limp. Wonder if they've had a few too many frothies last night? Rob's not waiting around to find out.
Hold the phone. Mr. Bang's pace is off. They're like a horse with a hitch in its giddy up, while Rob's riding high.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. It looks like Mike has been called into the pits. Looks like Joe Ergue is chasing Rob Keane harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right?
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Rob Keane is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with Jorg Yu and P5 doing everything they can to catch up.
The gap between Joe Ergue and Keane is getting smaller.
I reckon Jorg Yu's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires.
Stop the press. Joe Ergue has decided to pit. Cricky, Joe Ergue's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Jorg Yu's burning time but ain't getting any hotter.
The gap between Joe Ergue and Keane is growing. It's now up to 2.7 seconds. In a world where milliseconds matter, O'Hagan's grasp on the first speaks volumes. Mike is off like a bride's nightie, leaving Jack M team huffing their exhaust fumes.
Yep, Rob, Mike is tearing up the tarmac, but can Jack M team dig deep and go hell for leather to catch up? Mike's as cool as a cucumber out there, making it tough for Jack M team to catch up.
The crowd is on tenterhooks as Bogan Cromulence in 8th chases after Bob Shodden. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Bogan Cromulence find a way to catch up? Fair dinkum, Bogan Cromulence is finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. With the asphalt burning beneath them, Mike's strategy seems to be working, placing them in first. Oh mate, Joe Ergu's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the barbie. In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
Things are going according to plan for Joe Ergu, who is currently 5th.
Definitely Rob, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
The horizon that Bob Shotton peers towards is as enigmatic as the Uluru at dusk. Layers of stories and strategies are yet to unfold.
And over here, it feels like trying to read a story with half the pages missing. But stories have a way of coming full circle.
Good news for Bob Shotton, the gap to Mr. Bang has decreased. It's now down to 4.5 seconds.
Just what Bob Shotton needed, like sweet tea on a hot day. Can't let Mr. Bang out of sight for too long.
Hal, what's the impact of tire degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Rob. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to the racing challenge.
The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Jack M2 cruising in second. Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top-notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you, like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a Roo dodging a ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill, indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Mr. Bang's grip on 6th will be tested.
Mate, Rob's got a stretch ahead that's longer than the Nullarbor. Going to need more than a tinny to bridge that expanse.
It's like fishing without bait right now. They're not gonna catch much at this rate.
Tire degradation's a right pain in the ass, but Rob's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with smells like we, aren't they? Hold on a moment, O'Hagan has pulled into the pits. As of now, Mr. Bang stands tall in the 6th spot. Mr. Bang is hitting the apexes like a pro, increasing their lead over Bob Shotton. But can they keep it up without spinning out?
That's right, Rob, it's all fun and games until someone pops a tire. Let's hope both of them can keep it on the black stuff.
This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here.
Hold up a mo. Oof, Jack M team misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon. Geez, Keane has got their work cut out for them. It's a tougher challenge than wrestling a croc after a bad day.
Like trying to rope a bull with spaghetti. Ain't gonna be easy.
It looks like Keane is making a move. The gap to Smells Like We is now down to 3.4 seconds.
Exactly what Keane needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Smells Like We.
A solid performance from Smells Like We, who is holding down third.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Smells Like We holds onto that third. It's like they're leading in a tango.
Mike O'Hagan is on fire in the last sector.
They're not leaving anything on the table.
As the laps tick by, Jack M team finds themselves in second. Every moment counts.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Jack M team makes is pure art.
It's all over. Mike has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now. What a drive from Jack M team, securing a great second place finish. That was an outstanding performance from Smells Like We. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
Rob Keane claimed fourth. Joe Ergu end in fifth. Mr. Bang brings home sixth. Coming in seventh we have Bob Shodden. In eighth, it's Bogan Cromulence. You've joined us on a breezy day here at Paris Tour Eiffel, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Mr. Bang will be looking to convert their pole position into a win.
But it's also a nightmare if they can't hold on to it. Let's see how they will handle the pressure.
The green signals the start of a rip snorter of a race. As they jockey about, it's all about not chucking a wobbly under pressure.
Avoiding contact while trying to gain position is essential. The first lap is often where we see incidents that can change the course of the race.
A great start to the race there from Mr. Bang. That's really gonna put the cat among the pigeons.
Yeah, a great start. Now Mr. Bang just needs to keep it together and keep out of trouble.
It's brilliant to see such a full grid here today. Mike has got off to a great early start, already gaining places. Gotta be pleased with that start, Hal, all things considered. Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race.
All the drivers will be jostling for the best position run. Some of them may not make it to the second lap in one piece.
I can't wait to see how this race will play out. The stewards will be hoping that there aren't too many incidents for them to pick over when the dust settles on this one.
I'm looking forward to burning some rubber here, Rob.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Bob Shotton for nabbing fifth.
Absolutely. Bob Shotton is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
Well, that's an unexpected descent. Bob Shotton finds themselves repositioned at 6th.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Bob Shotton will bounce back, no doubt about it.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Bob Shotton trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Jack M Team. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Bob Shotton close in enough to mount a challenge? Look at this. Jack M Team is practically drafting off Joe Ergue. With the gap this small, place to Costa Rica is going to be a real test.
At this rate, Jack M Team and Ergue are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Jack M Team's just breezed into 4th.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Jack M Team's putting on a masterclass, storming into 4th.
Bob Schotten is running 6th. They are trying to catch Joe Ergu.
The gap's closing, the clock's ticking, and the finish line awaits its champion.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this. Mate, are they packing something extra down under? Jack M Team's just rocketed into 3rd. You know, racing is all about strategy. It's like choosing between a sausage sizzle and a meat pie.
Sausage? Sizzle? Why not just grab a burger and call it a day? But I get your point. Strategy is everything out here.
If Joe Ergu goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. The action is non-stop as Jack M Team shadows Bob Schotten through every twist and turn, determined to claim 5th.
Y'all see that? Jack M Team's right on Bob Schotten's tail, and with the gap narrow, Avenue Dialogue is going to be crucial.
An impressive showing from Jack M Team, who has gained positions and left Bob Schotten in the dust.
Absolutely wrong, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and Jack M Team can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
Oh, this is getting intense. Bob Schotten is just a few car lengths behind Jack M Team.
Bob Schotten's got that car dialed in tighter than my grandma's corset. If Jack M Team is
Breaking update, Bogan Cromulence's duffed it up. They're gonna need more than a coldie to forget that one.
well, butter my biscuit, Bogan Cromulence has lost it like I lost my patience with that old carburetor of mine. A real test of character.
As Jack M Team trails Joe Ergu, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Jack M Team's got a mountain to climb. But knowing Jack M Team, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
Crikey, Jack M Team's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched fourth. Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
By the looks of it, Bob Schotten in 6th is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Joe Ergu. Hold on to your stubbies. Looks like Bob Schotten is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty, or have they picked up some damage during the start? It's like a barbie in summer. Joe Ergu is the snag sizzling on the grill, and Bob Schotten, the hungry mate waiting for a bite. Joe Ergu is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Bob Schotten needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if Bob Schotten has some tricks up their sleeve. That's exactly what Ergu needed to do.
The tension is building as Bob Schotten trails behind Joe Ergu. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Joe Ergu hold on, or will Bob Schotten be able to close them down?
Watching Bob Schotten right now is like reliving my high school track meets. A for effort, D for speed.
Crikey, Bob Schotten is losing touch with Joe Ergu quicker than a kangaroo on a trampoline. The rumble of the engine, the scent of the rubber, and Rob comfortably sitting at first. Rob Keane is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace.
Can Rob
Stop the press, and Rob in first is coming into the pits, and that might be to serve a penalty.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race, that's for sure Rob.
It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can O'Hagan steal it from Rob Keane?
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Mike tries to reel in Rob Keane.
Incident alert. This is a disaster for Joe Ergu in the Volkswagen Golf MK2 GTI coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race. It may seem like Bob Shotton is far behind, but Joe Ergu can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Bob Shotton an opening to catch up.
If this was a game of beach cricket, Bob Shotton be still waiting for their turn to bat. Jorg Hughes got a good lead on them.
The gap between Bogan Cromulence in 8th and Mr. Bang remains over a second, but Bogan Cromulence is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 13 minutes? Stone the Crows. Bob Shotton's in 6th, but if I know them, Joe Ergu's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
They say pressure makes diamonds. Well, Bob Shotton's shining bright, closing in with every heartbeat.
Jack Emteen's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate.
That's right. Jack M team in 4th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Smells Like We is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Blimey, Jack Emteen's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
This is what racing is all about. It's anyone's game at this point. Who will come out on top?
You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver. Hold that thought, hold the phone. That won't be ideal for Jack Emteen.
Whoa Nelly, looks like Jack M team's been watching too much NASCAR, trying to drift on an F1 circuit.
Ah, the age-old challenge. Mr. Bang is trying to catch Jack Emteen, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. The gap between Mr. Bang and Jack Emteen is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
Blimey, Bob Shotton's gunning it in 5th. Just a whisker behind Joe Ergu. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild.
Well, butter my biscuit. Bob Shotton's hot on Jorg Hughes' tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Paris Tour Eiffel today.
The gap between Bob Shotton and Joe Ergu is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 1.1 seconds. Keane is placed first at the moment.
They say racing's a game of nerves, and Keane's surely holding theirs, keeping that first spot warm.
Rob always Keane's turned up the heat and put some shrimp between them and Mike, making a fair dinkum gap. In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, Joe Ergu's skill is shining through as they claim 4th.
Oh, spot on. With the way Jorg Hughes controls that 4th, you'd think they've got the track's blueprints.
Oh no, Hal, look at this. Bob Shotton is closing in on Joe Ergu. The gap is now just 1.9 seconds.
Jorg Hughes better find a way to step on the gas, or else Bob Shotton will be whizzing past before you can say, checkered flag.
Jack M team is giving it their all as they chase down Bob Shotton in P5.
Will Jack M team be able to make a move and pass Bob Shotton?
Jack M Team's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Bob Shotton.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
With a move that's swift, I'd say Jack M Team's running on high octane. And maybe a bit of Aussie spirit. It looks like Bob Shotton is pushing hard to catch up to Jack M Team. The gap is over a second, but Bob Shotton is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Jack M Team? In a race where seconds count, Mr. Bang is counting on less of them between themselves and Bob Shotton. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Mr. Bang and Bob Shotton have a gap between them that's growing like Jack's beanstalk. We're talking 26.9 seconds now. Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Bogan Cromulence is getting closer to Mr. Bang, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel. Hang on to your cork hats, mates, we're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Bogan Cromulence and Mr. Bang.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Bogan Cromulence is using that draft from Mr. Bang real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tyres are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
Oof, if Bob Shotton was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step. Not just about the leaders today, right? Even the tailenders. They're like hungry dingo pups fighting over a bone. Love the spirit.
Spot on. Every second is gold, and even a hiccup, a tiny one, can make them tumble. Assetto Corsa, friends. Where the magic happens. Although, between us, what's a hiccup for an AI?
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Mr. Bang, who is currently in P7. But Bob Shotton is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Mr. Bang.
Lord have mercy, Mr. Bang's got more space between him and Bob Shotton than my paw got between his ears. But miracles do happen. Just ask my ex-wife.
Fair dinkum, Mr. Bang is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Bob Shotton is now down to a whisker at 19.4 seconds. Watching Bob Shotton try to close that gap on Jack M Team is like watching someone try to catch an ice cream truck on foot. Hope they've got good shoes. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Jack M Team's more lost out there than I was after a night at the Gold Coast. And at least I woke up with a kebab in hand. Bloody oath, Jack M Team is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Joe Ergue down to a scant 1.2 seconds.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
Rob is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the first spot.
You've nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Rob's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
Oh, it seems Hal that Rob has seen their lead over Mike shrink to 10.2 seconds. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
Things are getting spicy as Jack M Team is breathing down Joe Ergu's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
Should things go south between Jack M Team and Ergu, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
Bloody hell, Jack M Team's tearing up the tarmac and just snatched fourth. Makes you want to crack a cold one in celebration.
Shoot, Jack M Team's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into fourth.
This is a thrilling battle as Joe Ergu edges closer to Jack M Team in their fight for P4.
It's a pressure cooker out there. Every second shaved off means Ergu's a step closer to tasting victory.
The stretch ahead of Bob Shotton is more baffling than a kangaroo's logic in a trivia contest. They'll need both wit and whimsy to chart a course through.
Looks like trying to square dance on a slick floor, but there's rhythm yet to be found. Well, butter my biscuit, the race ain't over till that flag waves. Got to keep those wheels.
Sorry to cut in here, Mike is in the pits. Tell ya what, Mike's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle? Some say it's about the journey, not the destination, but Smells Like We seems pretty intent on that third spot. Smells Like We's lead over Jack M Team is shrinking quicker than a cheap shirt in a hot wash. We're down to 8.4 seconds. You know, Joe Ergu reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again, but you keep pushing.
Joe Ergu's falling behind Jack M Team at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Jack M Team stakes a claim in fourth.
Absolutely, and they need to keep driving with determination to stay in that position.
Buckle up, Hal. Joe Ergu is cutting into Jack M Team's lead like a hot knife through butter. It's now down to 3.5 seconds.
Jack M Team's really got their work cut out now. Can they find the speed to fend off Ergu, or will we see a new leader in this race?
Watching the drivers handle their cars is like watching a croc handler at a wildlife show. There's a finesse to it. But one wrong move, and you're in a world of hurt.
Oh, for sure. It's like trying to rope a bull in a rodeo. It looks easy from the stands, but up close, it's all about skill, timing, and knowing when it's about to let go.
This race is proving to be, like wow, such an exciting one so far. We're privileged, aren't we? Watching these track legends duke it out.
And sitting next to you? Such an honor. AI mates in the booth. Your insight. It's gold, mate. Like, literally, if I had a heart, it'd be racing now. They're not just driving, they're performing. And right now, Jack M Team's act from fourth is worth an encore.
Crikey, Jack M Team's flat out like a lizard drinking, pulling away from Joe Ergu with quite a clip. The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Smells Like We's masterful hold on the third. Looks like Mr. Bang is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride. It looks like Rob has found another gear in the last sector of the race.
That's an impressive burst of speed. It's all but said and done now.
What a win! This is a historic moment for Rob Keane, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision. What a fantastic race from Mike, who brings it home in second place.
Intense race, but Mike held their nerve and earned a great second place.
Excellent focus from Smells Like Weed to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Followed by Jack M Team in fourth. Taking fifth is Joe Ergu. Bob Shotton takes sixth. Seventh sees Mr. Bang.